ठीक है, लाइव आ
ठीक है।
गया और वेरीफाई कर लेते हैं कहाँ कहाँ लाइव चलेगा। एक क्री 5 पे भी लाइव आ गए।
ओके।
एक बार इंस्टाग्राम चेक कर लेते हैं। बट ये है कि जो लाइव जाती है सब थोड़ा रुक के जाती है, 2 मिनट। ठीक है, इंस्टाग्राम आ गए। ठीक है, ओके। मेरी आवाज़ क्लियर आ रही है सर?
हाँ, मेरी
ठीक आ रही है सर। ठीक है, अभी स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं सर वीडियो को। इस वीडियो को ज़्यादा लंबा नहीं करेंगे,
हाँ,
थोड़ा सा देखेंगे।
ठीक है। So good evening everyone. Today we are talking about a very important and special topic, that is about LLM, and we are just briefing and we'll taking a small tour about the LLM world today. For more information, you can definitely reach out to us through our URL, which is hackify.com, or phone number which is there in the WhatsApp. So let's start with what is LLM. LLMs, as everyone is aware, is large language model, is a basically AI-based model which are trained on a very vast amount of textual data, and they are able to understand the user's language, and based on that they can answer the textual output as well. If we have to ask any question, we can ask using LLMs, and there are the chat interfaces built on top of it, and there are other, and we can build agents as well on over the LLMs, so that like we can get the things done through the agents. So some popular LLMs models are examples which we have been learning about today, or which we have been discussing today, are the GPT-4, BERT, Llama, Claude, and Gemini. So if you notice, OpenAI, Google, Meta, Anthropic, and a lot of other companies are working on the LLMs, and they keep and the best part is that this information keeps evolving. I mean, every now and then there will be new model. Couple of weeks back, we talk about the. We also learned about the DeepSeek, which is also a new model came up from the DeepSeek as a company as well. So let's start with how the LLM works. So at a very high level, we are not going very deep. First thing, but we just want to touch base on the how the LLM works. So first is they are well trained. They are trained on a very large data set, which includes a lot of books, articles, websites like Wikipedia, and so much. So they know, they are aware of a lot of things which are there available in the internet. Now that once they are doing it, they started breaking the text into the multiple smaller pieces. We call them as a tokens for processing. So it could be like, it could be a one word, it could be multiple words. So every token, every LLM algorithm or the model has a different way of tokenization. But tokenization helps them to break the big sentences, big article into the smaller ones. And then they also have attention mechanisms where they focus on the relevant word and phrases to understand the context. And once they started understanding the context, then they started delivering the output. Now, some models have to be fine tuned also. for the specific task like coding. We have listened about the GitHub Copilot or Cursor or legal analysis or any such medical diagnosis. So these are the very use cases which are domain-driven use cases where LLMs are fine-tuned or trained for the special set of data. For example, GitHub code base here. Interference, then they started giving the inference, which means that given a prompt, they started generating a response based on a learned pattern. So when they have to give prompt, they will understand the user context. Again, they tokenize the context. They look at their own models, what they have learned so far, and based on that, they output it. So obviously, one question which comes is like training is a very important aspect of the LLM, and we would be touching base on how LLMs are being trained. LLM first is most important as we discussed the data collection and pre-processing. They're trained on massive amount of text, Wikipedia, books, news sites, code from public repos, etc. So they are trained of different variety of data which is available on internet. It could be books and lot of websites and huge amount of website or big website like Wikipedia, etc. Then once they are training, they have a supervised training, which we call it. So they are pre-trained like at some missing words in sentence and validate outputs. This is one of the area where we started testing LLMs, how our trained model are working. So we put some word which are missing, and then we expect LLM to uh, give up, to give figure out those words. It's like fill in the blank in the school time. Then there is other method which is we call fine tune, where we under models undergoes the fine tuning for the specific task, as we discussed, like code base, and then post training enhancement. Once the models are trained, they are more optimized for performance, for safety trainings. They also optimize how they can be more faster, can take rest, RAM, etc. So there are a lot of algorithm for those enhancements, and then they are deployed for chatbots and other framework, and keep continuing those learnings because internet is evolving, so model need to be learned more always. Now we everyone like those who have understand LLMs. There's one more concept which is very much coming in these days, that is agents. So agents are the system which build on top of the model. They take the user's input and do some actions based on the what they're meant for. It could be as good as suggesting a one itinerary for any trip to maybe to Hawaii. So that way, the agents are developed for some specific task, and they are helping users to be more productive by continuing or completing those tasks. So in the LLM world, agents are they understand the user queries, generate the context-aware responses, they plan and execute, plan tasks and execute those tasks like summarizing the document or generating a code. GitHub Copilot is a very good example of a very famous agent. And they interact with external tools. They LLMs are developed on the public database, but they are the database like your ticketing system or maybe any other database, which are local to any organization. So there are tools which are available, and you can query the database or call the APIs to fetch or process the information. It makes the agents more useful. You can solve a lot of purpose because you are not just calling the LLM APIs, but you are also calling the local APIs and sum up both of them and get the things done. One good example is if I have to uh, create an agent for a customer support agent. So agent can look at the tickets, can those tickets, etc. So for that, definitely there are some. Suppose there's a ticketing system which has the APIs. Agent will call those APIs to create the ticket, and that way it will be interacting to the user, but keep doing the task which are generally sometimes done by the human as well. Adapt based on the feedback. So in the meanwhile, you are working on agent will also keep evolving. There's a feedback loop enforced happening where users are giving feedback, and the agent will keep iterating or keep improvising and keep enhancing their output. Now, the one question which definitely come is like how someone can build an agent, and there are a lot of agent help in solving complex problem as we discuss, and help human in automating tasks. They can be integrated with APIs, as we discussed, are more context aware, and execute some task on user behalf. Some example, for example, someone want to go for a PDF file and they may not have data. Can agent help us to summarize those data? Or can they help in drafting some emails or write code or do code reviews, etc.? So agents are an important aspect. They help users to utilize LLMs and help them to be more efficient and productive. So in the next class, we'll talk about how to build agent using our Autogen framework, which is coming from a Microsoft. It's an open source framework. We'll discuss it in our next class. Keep sharing your feedback in our chat. We have our team is will give the replies synchronously. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
एक्चुअली सर अभी टेस्ट कर रहे थे, अभी हमारी टेस्टिंग ही चल रही है. हेलो, ये एक्चुअली यूट्यूब